Hi everyone, welcome to what will probably be the first of many editions of SiVlog's School of Driving. Before we start, I'm not a driving instructor, but what I am doing with this series is I'm aiming to raise awareness of the sort of things that would be potentially intimidating to extremely fresh learner drivers. So stay tuned and I'll hopefully provide some guidance for you. Now I should make it plain that these lessons that I'm talking about are primarily aimed at drivers who are learning to drive in a manual gearbox car. So a car where you have to manually shift gears rather than just put it in D and off you go. The reason being because what better car to demonstrate it in than my own car, which does have a manual transmission. I mean, there are some things which do cross over to automatic cars as well, but primarily it's aimed at cars, those that are learning to drive in cars that have a manual transmission, if you follow me. Now, this may seem daft, but the first thing I want to talk about is finding reverse gear. It sounds silly, but not every car has the same method of engaging reverse gear. Now, when you sit behind your instructor's car for the first time, you are bound to be intimidated by where reverse gear is. Let me demonstrate with the reverse gear position in my car. So with reverse gear on this particular car, which is a Ford Ka, you'll notice that reverse gear on the diagram sticks out. You might think that it would be simply a case of pressing the clutch pedal and pulling it back and pulling it towards you and backwards, but not quite. In this case, it won't be the case for all the cars that are learner driver cars and have a manual gearbox, but in this case you have to pull the lever itself up by means of a little clip under here. You pull that up towards you as far as it will go and backwards as far as it will go. So that's now engaged reverse gear. Now inevitably your instructor will tell you about the 3 pedals which are in a car with a manual transmission. Not sure how easy it is to tell in this light, but from left to right as you look at it, we have the clutch, the brake and the throttle, or in this case for simplicity the accelerator, CBA or ABC, depending on which way round your instructor talks about it. In order to put the car into gear when you're setting off for the first time, whether it's reverse or first gear, you push the clutch pedal down as far as you can, select the gear which you want, and then slowly release the clutch pedal, applying throttle as well until the car reaches what they call the biting point. Now unfortunately there's no way for me to physically describe what the biting point is, because I'm not going to be driving my car at all unless I have someone with me filming to show what the biting point actually is. But you'll feel it when your instructor is telling you. Basically, when you lift the clutch up, you'll feel the engine and car judder slightly. That's perfectly normal. It's because the gear is engaging through the clutch, which moderates the torque from the engine to the gearbox and thence to the driving wheels. it's inducing the torque and the car is trying to get moving. Once you've got sufficient gas or throttle applied, that's when, I'm not going to disengage it here unless I put my foot on the brake to do so, but that's when you can release the handbrake. Now there's two ways to reapply the handbrake. You can either do this on the ratchet, or you can press the button all the way in and pull it up as far as you feel comfortable and as long as the car holds it. So that will do for the first one. I'll get on to more fundamental things in the next lesson. Until next time, everyone, safe driving, more importantly in times of COVID. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time.